The meeting is now being recorded.
Yeah, I'd like to call the monthly meeting for the Manistee, City of Manistee Housing Commission. Thursday, July 17th at 9 a.m. Well, it is like
06.
9:06. Call order and roll call.
Commissioner Pelton,
Here.
Commissioner Goodman,
Here.
Commissioner Mychet,
Here.
Commissioner Samansky,
Here.
President Fosdick.
Here. Any amendments to the agenda?
I'm here.
Okay. Public comments on agenda related items. Okay. Consent agenda, approval of minutes for regular meeting minutes for June 19th. Approval of bills disbursement for June and financial reports for May of 2025. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Jimmy.
Motion carried. Old business. The finance committee, and we held that off last month because Sue wasn't here. Sue, were you have any interest in that finance? Of money. Or like thereof.
Like, you have to plan what I'm asking, because I work a full-time job plus right now, so.
Probably 1 hour a month. Both sides.
If I got a certain day or. Certain day we do it,
Well,
or.
It's kind of as needed, Sue. Yeah.
During budget, we review the budget with us.
Kind of as schedule thing working.
Okay. I can do that.
I just shouldn't be on it.
If we have two, that's good. I think
That, no, it doesn't.
No.
I was thinking, good for you, so I didn't have to. Okay, do you want to serve on it with me then?
Sure, yes.
That's the appointment for the finance committee. Bulk spectrum chartering.
Yes, so, I know we've kind of held off on this, pardon me?
I can talk to Mr. Beth.
Yes, so we would, have to charge the residents approximately $80 a month. And they would receive the expanded package and, the Wi-Fi.
That's not bad. I pay 65 for the Wi-Fi.
That's not scattered sites though, right? That's just.
Correct.
I would-
Unfortunately, Sue, it's not for you.
Sorry,
Thank you.
thank you.
But I don't know why.
Right, so we will, that's another discussion. But for now, we're just trying to figure out these two buildings, if we want to do it.
I didn't see anything in the residents' council minutes about discussion on it. Like how they feel about the, $80 or anything.
So, yeah, we put a poll out,
Yeah.
it's about 50-50. A lot of residents, we do have some residents that are paying up to $200. So I did explain to the sales rep that, the residents that don't want it are paying like a $30 initial fee, and some of them, do receive a low income discount.
Those are all- Government does not.
Okay, so back when I did the survey, there were.
Yeah, because that's been a few months.
So a lot of residents would be very happy that we have it, and there are gonna be some residents that are going to have to pay more, because right now they're only getting the Wi-Fi. They're not getting they're not getting any cable TV because
Other younger residents that they're probably restricted.
there are some that are, so I think it's about a 50-50.
Nobody can opt out once we contract this, right?
So she did say so there's a special department that handles the bulk contracts. So the residents would, everybody would get a bill. And it would be 0 if you opted into the bulk agreement, which is the Wi-Fi and the expanded cable. We would pay $47 a month plus the fees and costs. So we anticipated 70% from the survey. We anticipate, well, currently there's about 70% of the residents that do subscribe to Spectrum Charter. So if 70% continued to subscribe through us, then we would have to charge approximately $80 per resident to make up for the 30% that do not subscribe.
But if we get 80%, and we can take that down. As far as the monthly cost.
Right, and President Fosdick had talked about when he's a property manager, they would allow residents, when you moved in, you would automatically receive your partial month plus your next month free. And then, so kind of, let them try it out.
Even give them 90 days,
And
because we're paying for it anyway, whether they use.
everything, we would have an account and management would go in and click a button to shut people off, turn people back on. They've definitely came a long ways. The resident would be responsible for the equipment, so it'd be, Charter would deal directly with the resident on the equipment. And they would get a 0. She said they would get a bill every month, but it would be 0 unless they chose to have extra packages.
70% of the people wanted this.
Correct.
So 70%.
Well, they're currently subscribing.
Have it, whether they wanted this or not, I don't know.
So no matter what, we pay $47 of the service as,
167 units. All of them.
You're gonna pay the bulk and then the costs have to be spread out through the users. So that's gonna ebb and flow. And it could,
I mean, and then, so like we've got a big vacancy month coming up, we'd still be paying for those units, even though there was nothing happening.
Correct.
Someone's living there, doesn't want it, we're still paying.
So if you look at if you could find the proposal in your packet, we would also get a door fee. So we would, depending which option, if we were to choose this, they did lower the annual rate increase down to 4%. But they did take away our door fee, but, the first offer for Century Terrace, the door fee would be about $15,000.
for how long? For the year.
That's
That's one time
initially,
shot.
yeah,
One-time shot.
for signing up. Otherwise, they would give a higher door fee, but then they wanted to charge up to 6% annual increase. So when we locked them in at the not to exceed 4% annually, then they reduced our door fee.
Doing this as a perk. Something extra for
Yes,
important.
Well, the challenges are, I'll be the devil's advocate side, is that it's tenants accounting, so it's gonna be our job to collect it from the residents. If they don't pay their rent, then that's gonna be an arrearage too. So there's two sides to it, and we did it so it's a little more administrative work, but less now than it was when we were doing it, because we had to physically go in and change or unhook the cable. Now that's done with technology. If somebody didn't pay, it's pretty easy now to cut services off. So the only problem is if people are still gonna get a bill if they have extra services and equipment, right?
Like HBO or cinematic.
no, the equipment, I don't think you need any extra equipment.
But you can get extra equipment for different.
You won't,
Two boxes or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
through if
like
you want it in another
Wi-Fi.
room.
One for your living room, one. for your-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's.
Now, the other option
Wi-Fi
for
router.
$32, we could do internet only. So we'd have to charge between $45 and $50 to the resident for that.
The other thing is, those, the boxes, everyone has to have a box of some sort. You have to physically either get that to Ludington or request a mailing box and get it to the, I mean, and we don't want to be stuck with any of those boxes.
Well, we do now, but that's the agreement through charter. So it is not uncommon for a resident to move out and leave their charter equipment with us. So I do have a sales rep that I deal directly with. So I'll just email him and let him know I have another box for him to stop in when he's in Manistee. Just even though it is the tenant's responsibility, but it's clearly an agreement between the residents and charter. It is not our responsibility to take care of their equipment.
But they would return those boxes. All right, because we're already paying for internet in that apartment.
No, she said they
No,
would.
You have to return.
Yeah. And they're gonna then come back out with a new box.
Yes,
If the resident,
Yeah.
yeah, they mail it
Get
to
them
you.
both.
Yeah.
So what about, like, okay, we're trying to help them out, and I'm thinking, why don't we just make sure that we help with the Wi-Fi? You know, because people seem to be wanting to do different packages. Some want to live, stream, which is a big thing now. I hate to get into something that not sure everybody wants.
so if we were to do that, how long of an agreement would we propose?
For a internet.
How many years?
Free.
3 years?
What's the table? 4 years though, right?
They want us to do at least 5.
Well, if it's just Wi-Fi, which is everybody will always use, I would say at 5 is fine. For the cable, I get nervous about that.
Okay, Jerry, for both of them, they want $47 a month. For just Wi-Fi, they want $32 a month. So if they're on a cable, that's $15 a month.
I get
Well,
that,
plus
but I'm
another
not sure
5
people want
to
it.
get on the broad. Because actually, remember, there's that broadband fee too. You have to include
Yeah.
President.
My problem with this is I don't think this is enough of an incentive to give them exclusive rights to our residents.
Yeah, but she's already beat that part to death. I mean, they're not gonna give us any more better deal, right? You've gone over this over and over.
Well, the thing it does, it prohibits somebody else from coming in. So if there's some other provider coming into town, which I don't know, I think we tried to talk about
don't
that.
That's.
Well, you're seeing T-Mobile, AT&T and Verizon all coming in with 5G. They're not quite there yet, but they're coming in. I mean, I've switched now to AT&T 5G.
I know.
In my house.
Point
As
correct.
long as I have the router in a west window, I can get the 5G service. But if I move it to the east window on the other side of the house, nothing.
You know, the other thing, Karen, we talked about in Big Rapids, a high-rise building with their IT people is trying to, and send it and give it to the residents, but we can't penetrate these concrete walls. We just can't get the signal to everybody.
Would require putting in boosters everywhere, up and down, which those are hit and miss as well.
Yeah.
So if you look at the page, that has both internet and TV, the column towards the right, it does say per unit summary. So taxes and fees, 96 cents. The, BTV surcharge, 441. So there is an extra $5.37 in addition to the $47. Because in order to get the expanded cable service, you do have to pay the broadband TV.
Now, the 47 is for 7-year contract, 84 months.
Well, that just, they'll adjust that dependent on the door fee. So we can adjust that from 5 years to more depending on, if we agree to up to 6% annual rate fee, then they'll You know, there was so many different options. So I actually asked her to do a presentation to the board. She was not available to do that. I could ask her to do that next month.
I'd like to include scattered things. I mean, to charter is just flipping a switch, whether it's an apartment here or a house over on Vine Street. You know, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it for all our residents. That's my feeling, and I also don't think that $47 a month, being that $30 of its Wi-Fi. Cable TV is on its way out. It's kind of like live Christmas trees. They're on the way out, and 5 years from now, there might not be cable TV.
Would you like a presentation, then we make a
Yes.
final
Let's do
decision?
I think
Yeah.
that's a good
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
Have we ever had any, vote from the, residents on their preferences? I thought we did a while back.
We did 2 surveys and I'll do a final one before the
Yeah,
meeting.
before the presentation, how about let's one more, give it to their council and let them talk about it.
Because if the residents as a whole don't want it, it is mute, I mean.
No matter,
Well, I do have residents that come and say, when are you getting that? Because I'm paying so much. Then we have other residents that say, I don't want it.
well, no matter what, baseline would be offering our Wi-Fi to everybody. I think that's the base.
But Steve's point was it's $15 more and then they get the expanded
I
cable,
get it, but
but
$15 might be a lot for people that don't really use
Well,
it.
you can do all the streaming
Right.
if you have the internet capability, right?
Right,
exactly.
but if you want live TV or minimum package, it's gonna have to be Sling TV. That's the cheapest, and that's $40 a month. To stream live TV. So there you are, back to 80.
Yeah,
and if more, so if we had 100% of the residents opted into it, we could charge like $55 a month. Which would be a great deal.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing, Commissioner Goodman, is the Wi-Fi package is actually not the 600, it's the 400. If we go with just Wi-Fi. But she said that's plenty for everybody. She said nobody would need more than that.
Unless we got some gamers.
Well, the problem is these buildings are wired with cable wiring and not, fiber. And so they can only carry so much power.
I don't know if if they rewired anything with I know we redid the electrical services, but I don't know about,
I doubt if they touch.
Then I talked to another Wi-Fi provider, they were interested, but they've lost interest. I'm gonna have to call them again. Hey, you know, you were gonna give us a quote. They said that all they would do is tap into the current cable lines already in these buildings. And that they could go up to a gig service.
I would assume we'd have Cat 5 in here, but I don't know.
And we would still have to have approval through Commonwealth.
Any more old business? Okay, new business, agreement for fee accounting service.
So yeah, this is just a renewal of, for 2 years, which is probably good, particularly with the road that we're going down. We don't want to lock in for much longer than that, but this is the firm that we brought back to do our accounting for. Yeah, they're good.
And the
So-
fees are approximately 10% of what we were paying BDO.
Wow.
And they haven't increased their fees.
But BDO is internet.
That is true. This firm specifically does housing authorities, housing commissions. And they will not be involved if we do a RAD conversion tax credit project. They don't do that accounting. So that's,
It goes back over to
Well, like KMG is doing the accounting now, so.
And they're doing a fair job.
Yeah, they're good at what they do. So I would recommend that we just approve the contract for just 2 more years. Or this proposal.
Anybody have any questions about it?
I'll make the recommendation that we contract with this.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Resolution 2025-03. Record maintenance. Disposition schedule.
So we have boxes and boxes and boxes and rooms and closets full of documents. So we would like to start going through those documents and disposing of some of
Can you
them.
come to my office?
Is it a 7-year or how far back? do you-
It's depending on what the documents are.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Types of records.
So we'll have one person kind of going through all that. Have the staff.
no, not right now, but hopefully at some point.
And then we would just have shred it. We'd schedule a day for shred it to come and
Yeah.
take the boxes.
Yeah, shredder, because did you know the new recycling won't accept shredded paper? Right.
Really?
Really?
Yes, true, true. So you would have to have that big recycling, or that shredder.
This would have to be, this stuff would have to be destroyed.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I can bet you've got like rooms full of stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty specific too on what gets saved and what is disposed of.
Oh, the never disposal stuff.
And what is the fee?
Shred it,
We don't,
it goes by box.
yeah,
Oh,
So this would be our staff would
so
use
there's
this
no
as,
direct fee with this resolution.
no, this just simply is that you're authorizing us to follow this protocol for disposition of records. Yeah.
I move to accept resolution 2025-03.
Do I have a second? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, no, we have to have.
No, Steve, I think it should be a roll call vote.
Oh, this one.
Ready? Commissioner Mycheck. Commission, yes,
Yes.
yes. Commissioner Samansky,
Yes.
Commissioner Goodman,
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton,
Yes,
President Fosdick.
Yes.
Comment on as we move forward. Fine. Scanning. That's a possibility, but set up a system. So, you know. Just a thought, but it'll take money. But it gives you space and people. Yeah.
What's that? I'll go first then.
teenage.
Okay, reports of communication. It's Lori and Mark's turn.
So I'll go first, Steve. Talking about insurance, we did talk about, but Cindy and I met on our insurance renewals, accounting renewal, but we just got the insurance renewals. They were basically flat. So I told her to go ahead and, submit payment, which ironically, at a different housing commission, ours doubled and our deductible went up to 100,000. So they're willing to keep ours flat. And this same company was higher when we asked them to quote. So I said, sign it while it's, before they change their mind. So, we were contacted by Edgewater, the condos. So they wanted permission to go through the parking lot and access, there's a trail, believe it or not, down the riverbank, and that's the only way they can maintain their exterior structure on the river.
Actually used to be a road.
It did, really.
If you look at the historic, road.
So we gave them permission. I authorized them. I mean, the contractor there,
Brewery property, right?
what's that?
Brewery property.
No, it's right on the bridge, Steve, the condos, right?
Yes.
Edgewater. It's,
Okay, yeah, right next.
so Orchel Construction, which is a Cadillac company that I know is doing the work, and they asked very nicely, and they need to get equipment down to do the face of, the river face.
Sure.
So
Like,
they'll come through here.
They'll come right through this parking lot right
Yeah.
here and there's, I went and looked at the trail the other day and I didn't know there was a trail there, but there, like Jenny said, there is a trail. It hasn't been used in a long time.
Now, if there's any damage, they would,
I put that in, I made them say that if you damage the parking lot, you'll be responsible for
parking
it.
lot or the road.
Yeah.
Gave it into the lake.
Yeah, and that's why we're dealing with Spicer because the city wants to put another river walk on the north side of the river, starting right there at Edgewater and out to-
And the city did give them permission, so I thought that was reasonable that we did as well.
Yep.
There's another issue with the trees on the parking lot at Harbor View. So they're, what did we decide they were? Their branches are falling, they're breaking off,
Black locust.
locust,
Oh,
Are they
black.
black locusts?
I think so.
Are they local trees?
Yeah, and
Thorns?
I can't remember, but Lori ran it through the tree commission. And they said, yes, take them down, remove them, so.
So we received 3 proposals. Mark Thompson is who we awarded it to in the amount of $5,000.
So there's 4 big, and I think there's one right over here too, right? Is it-
There's some at Century Terrace, so he's gonna trim up some right up here.
He's doing all of that for 5,000?
Yeah, that's,
Correct.
it's a considerably less than some of the other proposals.
And he takes the wood away. So he.
Yeah, and grinds the stumps.
Wow. Sign it.
Yeah.
The garage.
Yeah, that's the one other issue that we've been working on is the maintenance shed and how to address the deteriorating structure. So had some discussions with Commonwealth and said, it's a problem. We have to solve it somehow. We need to tear it down. I don't think we can rebuild. So they came back and said, well, what's the percentage of your use of it? And we do use it for the scattered sites. There's no question. We have some interest in it for other properties. So what would we be willing to contribute to it? So that's where we left it.
25%.
Well, if you
Probably,
divide it by unit, how many apartments we manage, it would be 22% is public housing, scattered sites. And Kevin figured about 25%. And so that would align with that. So
I think we need to talk with Kevin and have a heart-to-heart as to how big of a maintenance shed do we really need now.
yeah.
The other. We've talked about in years past, when I was in property management, I did 150 apartments. And my maintenance shed was the back end of my rental.
Yeah.
It wasn't a 40 by 60 building. It wasn't heated.
We'd like to keep the trucks inside if we can, and, we have
I
tractors
understand
and that sort of thing, so. I think that's up for debate, what size and what do we need? Can we take the front part off and still use the back structure? And I think there's some zoning issues, and we haven't done that research. I'm not sure if we tear down, we can rebuild, because I don't think that's gonna
Yeah,
meet.
you have to.
currently,
Like
we are
you
not
have to-
parking
Wall.
the truck in there because that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
So we need to move soon. So we did have a meeting with Alex Retzloff from Commonwealth, who I did receive an email yesterday that he's no longer with Commonwealth. So he said that he had a meeting with Michael Sellers and they would like us to do a proration. They're willing to look at what we need to do, but definitely right now it is a hazard and the roof is gonna fall.
Yeah, but we need to say this is what our analysis is, that it's tear down, here's the cost to rebuild, here's the demolition costs, and so I think it's on us a little bit to
And
say,
we tribute a quarter.
yeah, we're willing to do,
Do we have any bids?
we haven't,
On the demolition?
No, you gotta check the zoning.
yeah, we haven't even gone that far. See, we wanted to make sure that we didn't want to go too far without them involved in it and waste our time and,
Jerry Bloom is now the planner as well as, you know, the.
Oh, he is.
inspector.
The building official.
So I would give him a call,
Yeah.
just say, can we have an unofficial
Yeah.
walkthrough and discussion on what we can do? He's really good. He knows his business and,
He's doing zoning now too, for the city.
temporarily until we hire somebody, but it may be him. It's hard to say, but he's has experience in planning before he came to us
Yeah.
as the, housing inspector.
Yeah.
So he can do both sides of it
Yeah.
for us.
That's what we need.
And what we don't want him to do is condemn the building tomorrow when he comes over, but, you know, but that might
That's-
be part of it, so.
That would,
Well, I don't
engage the
think-
process.
Yes,
I don't think
but
any,
the only thing, and he could help whether or not we're allowed to put a steel building
Yeah.
up in that location. He can give us all of the goes.
Does
So to
anybody know what the zoning is across the street? Is it's,
I would,
There is commercial. It's gotta be commercial because we got that building up on the corner.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
that
the
was a
marina.
commercial. We got the marina.
oh, on the corner?
I can look it up when I get.
Yeah,
home.
no, that's-
I don't.
I just wonder what the setbacks are, for commercial, whatever the particular zoning is. Cause I'm pretty sure we're right on, if we're not on the lot line, we're within a couple of feet. So,
Be minimum 10,
Can.
okay,
no
because
matter what it is.
I know the driveway for the house is like
Right there.
almost touching the building right there.
well, I don't think anyone in this room has any pretense that we're gonna put a building back there.
No, I think that's what we need to say. We can't reconstruct. If that's off limits, that's good to know because the foundation walls are heaving. And I don't think they were ever done properly, so.
I think we pull the, Molly should pull the slab out of there and blacktop it for parking lot for Century or Century. Yeah, Century.
I mean, we certainly could use more parking, no question.
And then move the maintenance shed or garage for the whatever.
And we still have a garage at the scattered sites too that we can use. We just make it.
It just doesn't fit the trucks. Right?
I think it could. I think
Oh,
it
we
could
moved
fit
that
one.
stuff out,
Yeah.
Oh,
I think somebody could report right there to work
Oh, good.
every day. So that's all I have.
And I even question whether we need two trucks or not. We can get into that discussion.
Yeah.
If 75% of the work is done right across the street for maintenance shed.
I think we need it for plowing, but
Okay, for plowing.
Plowing and also going to the store and all those other things.
we have 3 maintenance guys, so that would
Otherwise,
be,
you're into mileage
Yeah.
and
Crowded.
tracking, and that's a.
I wouldn't say we would want to buy another one, but well, I think we're pretty good with what we have.
I think one's getting quite old, isn't it? Or not?
No, I think they're paid for now too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think,
Finally, we just made the last
If they're paid
payment
for, that
like
means
6 months ago.
no, I think they're like 5,
Let's
6
look at
years old. I think we did a long-term lease on them, lease purchase.
Okay.
Okay, anything else, Mark?
Nope,
All right,
Okay, so I did type up,
sorry,
Oh,
one
go ahead.
thing. We have one proposal for developers and we're getting questions from other developers. I wanted to let you know. So we have one officially submitted.
are we gonna be getting into that in our August meeting, hopefully?
I think yes,
due August
yes,
1st.
they're due August 1st. So I think we have the initial discussion on, not yet. Not yet. No, this is,
There's another one interested.
Yeah.
Well, and I couldn't get it. You sent it to me and it was August 1st deadline, so I didn't even send it to them because I didn't know if they'd have time. Because there was, Travis Holden, our old community development director, had somebody he wanted to refer, but I just thought by the time I got it from you, there wasn't enough time. So I don't know. If we only have one, should we extend?
we'll have more.
no, we'll have more. We've had one submitted so far and we still have 2 weeks. And I know there's other developers, there's a question and answer period in there and there's some asking questions and Lori's responded to one. And yeah,
Yep.
so,
I believe we'll have at least 3.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I did type up a little director's report. Cindy's actually, it didn't make it into the packet, oh, on the way over here. So Cindy's going to, text it to me, but, one of the items, oh, she just sent it to me. There it is. Okay, so Mark talked about the garage. So proposals are needed to demolish the 24 by 48 area on the front half of the maintenance garage, and eliminate the hazards. So we will be working on proposals for those then. The lock change project went well at Century Terrace and Harborview, and we are looking at options for the scattered sites. A door replacement project could benefit the scattered site units, and locks could be included in the project. So the price to do the deadbolt lock project and the scattered site units, is going to be more expensive than the project was here. Because the doors are in such bad shape and the type of system that we have there. So we could look at getting incentives to put a new door on the units, and we do have a lot of the doors, the trim are broke on them. So we might look at possibly a proposal to replace the door and the lock set at the same time. So, you'll be receiving more information on that. The trees will be cut by Mark Thompson and the Century Terrace Harborview parking lots. All 167 apartments at Century Terrace and Harborview were inspected this week, which resulted in several lease violations for smoking in the apartments. 32 residents did not pass the inspection, and will be re-inspected around, August 7th. So if I walked into the apartment and it was smoky, then that was considered unacceptable. So there was about 20% actually that did not pass the inspections this week. So we will be going back to those units.
Of the 32 units, were most of them because there was smoke smell in the unit.
No. Well, it'd probably be half and half. So some of them,
They had
yes,
housekeeping.
yes. Or hazards, blocked egress, different items that we, items that HUD would definitely write us up on. So we are going back to make sure that those, items have been eliminated so that so we are ready for an Inspire inspection next time we have one. And we're educating the tenants on, not putting pans in their oven. HUD will write us up on that now because they consider it flammable. So yeah, so then this afternoon I will be meeting with Shane Brennan from Spicer Group and Cindy Todd from their planning group will be in Manistee. So we will walk through the site so that she can start putting together some concept design. 2 out of the 3 DVG homes will be vacant. I was approached by a resident that lives on Fifth Avenue that would be interested in purchasing the home for her parents to reside in on Fifth Avenue. I reached out to Mishta and they responded and said, if you were looking for approval to sell any units, we would first want you to find another owner by via sale or assumption. So the mission and affordable housing continues. Typically, we need to see that you contacted A, B, and C nonprofits and to see if they are interested in taking the properties over. According to the mortgage note, in the event of a sale, Mishta would need to be repaid the principal amount of originally borrowed minus 25% of the loan for every 10 years completed. So on that particular property, it was purchased in 2008. So they would forgive 25, let's see, it'd be,
They get.
Not-
about
it'd be-
50%.
yeah, it was like 37.5%. They would forgive. So we would pay them back about $100,000 if we were interested in selling that home. Currently,
Which one?
I believe it's on Fifth Avenue,
Where?
350.
Right at the corner by the park. It's 2 doors down from the park. From Red Samaritan Park.
So
That it's a ranch home.
Yeah,
on the north side of the road.
it's
It's
not
a-
the one down by the senior center.
It needs a lot of work, but it's in a very valuable location for resale.
So currently, I think we have around $60,000 in our account. So that money, we're supposed to have 50 years, so the homes we were supposed to have them for 50 years, and then there would be a chance they would forgive the whole loan. The resident pays 30%. And we typically, encourage the resident to receive a Section 8 voucher so that we're getting more rent to sustain the program. Out of the 3 homes, we do not have any Section 8 vouchers. They are very hard to get in this area. So eventually, the funds will be starting to run low, and, we'll just have to be careful about, keeping the program sustainable. So I don't know if that's an option, if you guys would be interested in possibly selling that home or no.
I looked upon it as a really good neighbor, so that.
I will say that we had this program in Big Rapids, and it was set up for, it's a forgivable, it's not even a forgivable loan, it's a 50-year note. So they secure the grant money with an interest in the property. Yeah. And then they give you a little pot of money to sustain it for that long. It doesn't sustain it for that long. So you need to get the rental revenue. And the only way you get the rental revenue is you have to have a voucher. So whoever's paying the voucher will pay at least whatever the fair market rents are. Now,
But it sounds like Michigan doesn't want this to go out of the nonprofit low income housing.
I know that the Wise Shelter, who we manage their houses for, this same program, they decided to sell. They got out of the business in Reed City. So,
We purchased the home for, $95,000. We received $174,000 on that particular property.
My only concern is that. Housing. For persons that
Yeah.
can't afford it.
Yeah.
And we sell it, and it's gonna be unaffordable.
it's for
I agree.
victims of domestic violence. Yeah.
And, yep. And so we have the other 2 properties on Grove, which are easier to manage. They're right next to each other. One is vacant, and we are probably going to have to invest, if we want to get it back to where it was when we purchased it, at least $10,000 from the program will be going towards that to get it back.
Is that the
rentable.
resident that wanted to purchase it?
No.
She moved out.
Question. We're not paying a mortgage on any of these 3 houses.
No, it's just secured. It's basically a grant secured with
So our
No.
only cost of these houses right now
is maintenance.
is maintenance.
But if we sell it, we have to pay it back.
But a percentage of the
Percentage.
$95,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I will tell you that if we would bring Fifth Avenue up to a level as a good neighbor, it's gonna cost us more than $50,000.
How do we have a house that is that much in disrepair?
If you remember, this management just took over a few years ago. Things were not managed before that.
Well, typically what we did is we bought them, we invested in the renovation right at the time. That was part of the grant money. So it was for the purchase and renovation. I don't know.
Very little maintenance.
I don't know what happened,
Historic.
if it was renovated or if it was just bought and, In an
15 years is
acceptable
not a
con-
long time.
yeah.
To be really trash, but I've never seen the inside, so I couldn't tell you, but.
Right, so,
Well,
I mean,
we
and
do
we
need to
can,
get it.
search for residents to put in them. They do have to be under the 30% area median income limit, which is right around 17,000. So they are 3 bedrooms. So both of the 2 units that are currently vacant, we would be, working with the local shelters, to screen applicants that are at or below $17,000 annual income. They must be below that in order to rent to them.
On a GVM house?
But we should we were required to have an agreement or a partnership with a service provider to help us. Right? We had
In Big Rapids.
yeah, we had, you know, the caseworkers for the,
Like the shelters, like I have a hard time get people anywhere, so I don't know why we have 2 days.
yeah, we need to reach out.
We just, well, the one, she has not reached the home on Fifth Avenue, I do not have possession. She sent an email saying that she would be turning the keys in, so I don't have possession of that one yet. We did, I believe the resident that lived, the one on Grove Street was there for, I'm gonna guess around 10 years. So that one's gonna take a while to get rentable. So in order.
Now, if we want to get out of the business of, you know, domestic violence housing, then why don't we offer the houses to choices for someone that's in that business
Well, that's,
to continue to run?
but that's
That's a requirement.
yeah, to first, if you wanted to get out of the program, that we'd have to offer it to another service provider, right?
Right, so they would either have to enter into a regulatory agreement with Mishta and take over the agreement we're under, or they would need to pay the housing commission for the homes,
Because my guess is it's probably.
because we would have to pay back Mishta. If we get out of it, we either have to pay back Mishta or somebody needs to take over the regulatory agreement.
You know, my only concern is right now, there's the whole financing of all of these social programs are suspect. And, you know, whether or not, you know, as much as they would want, whether or not they would have the wherewithal to be able to take on something like this.
Well, they would have to have the resources to maintain and manage them. That's the
Well, and
problem.
that's just it, and they're not designed to do that. They can barely do the work that they have. And I know that, a number of organizations in Manistee have lost all of their funding from United Way. They've cut back significantly in our area. And I don't know, but that's my concern, is that we would really take a resource away and it would never come back.
You know,
Never have that.
the approach that you could take is continue the program until we exhaust our funds.
Yeah.
And then you're at a critical point where then you have to make some hard decisions on whether we keep it in the program or.
But we need to reach out to our partners.
Yeah.
Cove. and,
Yeah.
you know,
There
these
should have been an
organizations.
agreement all
Yeah.
along, Karen.
But didn't you say we only have $46,000 right now?
Around 60,000.
Right. Well, there's, I mean, it's gonna be used up, keep on fixing these 2 houses.
And the average rent is around $500 a month.
That's where we got the 60,000 to just the.
No, that's residual funds from
Oh,
3 loans. So,
okay.
Yeah.
right, so each loan was, I just brought the one with me for Fifth Avenue, because that would be if you were interested in possibly removing one home from the program, that would be the one that you may want to consider. But each agreement is, I believe, right around the 174,000.
Where I was going is that if we get these relationships, with these other organizations, there are also funding sources out there. Not governmental, but other private, kind of profit, nonprofit organizations that, you know, do grants and everything.
Yeah.
But we're not connected to anybody even with that stuff, so. That would be important to do.
So they all came with a reserve account, and that one was for operational maintenance, which when they set it up in their wisdom, it wasn't enough to sustain the properties for 50 years. So I don't know.
So out of the 3 homes, we're down to around $60,000.
So out of the $500 a month of rent that's collected, where is that money?
Goes into that, goes back into that, I would guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the housing commission does receive $150 a month to manage.
We manage. It's about a wash.
Okay, so there's really no additional.
So I mean, we
Third
can
one.
manage it pretty effectively and
Yeah.
efficiently with our staff, but it goes to when we have to do repairs in the contract.
I would be very reluctant to take any of our housing out of low income. Give it back to fair market values. You just can't have enough right now.
Can we have somebody go through that house, and actually give us some information? You know, what's it look like? What is it gonna need? Does it need flooring? What are the?
I think the commissioners should, I've been in these houses.
You know, that's a good
I
idea.
think.
Let's
commissioners
take a look
might
at
Open
them.
their eyes to what we're looking
Yeah.
at here for money, and everything that's involved, because,
Yeah, I can set up a tour.
yeah.
Once I receive possession of the second home, then we can do both houses.
Yeah.
And then would you like to go on the one that's occupied as well?
I would like to remind the commissioners that we just spent $70,000 to $100,000 on a bunch of houses that is in the same situation without a qualm, but now we have some houses that might have some higher market value. And now we're looking at, well, maybe we can't.
Oh, I think it just came to you because somebody offered it, so we just
Yeah.
brought that to
But
you.
they're also not just for income eligible, they're domestic violence.
Yeah, yeah, it's a specific
Specific.
audience.
Very specific.
Yes, but the home that is currently occupied, I believe the resident has been there over 15 years, close to 20, and she would like us to go through and redo like new carpeting and a lot. So she would like us to put money into that as well, but because our budget is already tight, we have not approved her request to do that. So I think it would be good when we do the tour, if we tour all three homes.
If it's an inconvenience to her, no.
Yeah.
If she accommodate it, it's fine.
Yeah.
I appreciate you trying to.
Well, no, when Misha does come and inspect them also as well,
I get it.
but, she would really like us to approve some additional renovations. So I guess we need to decide how far we want to go
Renovating.
with all the new flooring and,
Updates, not renovating.
Is she still interested in potentially buying?
no,
No, no longer.
Now, there's no way of getting the median income percentage adjusted. It has to always stay below 30%.
yes.
That's what we agreed to, and
Now, the resident is least, the income can go up to the 80% area median income, but
they
at
just have to
initial fee,
qualify
they
originally.
must be below that, that 30%
For how long?
and just at leave.
At initial approval, but then
No,
if they're,
no, I'm saying if someone starts having domestic problems, violence, they're gonna leave their home. And they're not gonna have an income for a while.
they just have to be under, Steve, under.
Under.
It doesn't,
Once they move in, they can start making money
Yeah.
again.
So that if you quit your job or whatever, 30 days later, you qualify, then you take your job back, that's fine.
Sure.
Okay.
But you
I can
have
live
to
with
have
that.
documentation, because they do audit files, that when you executed the lease, this is exactly what their income.
And we walk people through that, how to get qualified.
This is the first vacancy I've had in this program.
so that's why we're kind of learning this
It's
too.
a lot of times.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, the one person's 10 years, one
Yeah.
person's 14, and I think this one, if it's
It's about 2 years.
then the other one was like 10 years. The one
Before.
was in there for,
Okay,
I thought it was kind of temporary housing, where you could stay in there for like 5 years.
Nope.
and then you had-
no, it can be, there's no time restrictions or time limits.
that's all I have.
I have a question. We agreed to the fee accounting services, but never voted on it. Do we have to vote on that or?
We did,
You voted on it.
yep.
Oh, did we?
Commissioner Goodman, Szymanski.
Okay. Committee reports, personnel?
So, I think we met, talked about some applicants, but that's. the
we
last
had
time
one
we met.
applicant,
Yeah,
and that was that.
nothing, we haven't had a meeting since.
We're hoping to meet right after.
After the-
meeting if we have that.
Finance committee did not have a meeting this last month. Commissioners' reports and comments. Karen, we'll start at your end.
Nothing for me.
Kitty?
I really not enjoyed, but appreciated the letter that went out ahead of inspection. I think that's great to have a checklist for people. And I think that is wonderful kind of education and that you've said what to expect and so that everyone knows their expectations. And then, also, how is the pet registration going?
So because we are so short-staffed, Evelyn is doing an amazing job. And she is trying to get both programs up to date on the pet registrations. So we do still have some unregistered pets. But we are also, I'm hoping to have it done by the August meeting, a service animal policy. We really do need to get that adopted.
A service and a comfort, or just a service?
So I believe it will be service animal emotional support.
Okay.
And then we already have our pet policy, but we want to actually adopt a service emotional support animal policy.
Good stuff, thank you.
Michigan goes beyond the national ADA accommodations, so just note in there that Michigan, there is a additional offering, state of Michigan.
Anything more, Kitty?
No, thanks.
Nothing from you? Who? The only thing I had is I see down under received communications, you've got a letter from Jeff Pilgrim about the FOIA request. But we also received email from Mr. Belkey. Would that qualify to be in that received communications thing?
I'll check.
Other than that, I'm very sad with what happened last night for our basement people. And we have got to find a solution to it. I don't care if it's 100-year event or whatever, we've got to find a solution.
For people's apartments flooded,
Yes. Yes,
wasn't this on the city council's agenda to do something out here?
Well, I think Lori talked to the public works
Right.
folks.
you had a meeting.
Yeah, so I sent videos, when this occurred approximately 3 months ago. We did have video of the sewer, the storm drain that was not accepting enough water. According to Kevin, there's like 7 acres that actually head our way when we have a heavy rain like that. So I did meet with the city manager, the head of the Department of Public Works, and then another city employee. And we looked at the storm drain and we discussed, what can we do in the future to prevent this? That's where we're at.
And
Well, we've got to get some action.
So the storm drain is on the northwest corner across the street. And so it's funneling everything down there and it hits it and it just fills up and then bounces across the road and just comes right in the front of.
During the renovation, the Housing Commission did install some additional storm drains, but they're not keeping up either.
we need something across the front of the doorway. Storm, like put a grate, it's like all the water.
Yeah, I just wondered why you couldn't have graded out to that.
Yeah, just to get around the building.
Yeah, just to get it around the building.
We don't need to make sure it goes to the sewer system, just get it away from the building.
No,
We know they're not gonna rip up what they just took care of.
and you
According
could,
to Kevin, there's only a 12-inch outlet from that storm drain up on the road.
and you can own, any storm drain in any community can only handle so much water.
Even my street. which
Yeah,
is
I mean-
over here 4 blocks, it's overflowing.
In Big Rapids, our properties were right on the river. I mean, literally on the high banks of the Muskegon, and we got flooded. Not in the units, but the roads collected 2 or 3 feet of water that just couldn't get down the storm drain. Even with the river right over the riverbank.
But I would like to see that become a priority item. either us or the city or someone take care of this because it's not acceptable.
No.
To flood out our residents.
This was supposed to have improved
Yeah.
that situation. What they
So
did.
where is the bulk of the water actually getting into the building? Is it through the
Right
front
through
door?
the front door.
Front
Yeah,
door.
I do the front door.
So I'm wondering if another solution is something that we've done in art is if we actually create a grate across to the French drain.
Well, yeah, I
Right
mean,
by the front
exactly.
door.
I was-
So you have a 6 foot grate, right by the front
Exactly.
door, and then you
Mhm.
have that connect to your French drain. That would not be outrageously expensive. I mean,
I said.
4,000 or 5,000,
Put that in.
and that would probably.
So I believe there
There
is
Yeah.
one, but maybe we could do an upgrade to that so that it,
It's got to get around the bill. Somehow we have to get the water around the bill.
Yeah, yeah, and then you just literally trench, because the good news is downhill from here. So all you gotta do is get it, that far.
Now, do we have it coming in on the west side also?
yes. It
The
did
west
last
side.
night. If residents would have left that door closed, I think we would have been fine. But residents opened the door when the fire alarm started to go off
And why did the fire alarms?
because they got wet. There's, when the water came
They
in
evacuated basically
and it,
all those tenants went.
yes, so the emergency personnel were amazing. They contacted the Red Cross, they contacted the casino. The casino offered 10 rooms, so we needed 8 rooms. There are 7 apartments on this floor, so the Dial Ride bus came, took the residents to the casino, and then the Tom, the fire captain, made sure, and Brent, and their staff made sure that all the residents had their medicine, oxygen, clothing, anything they needed to make them comfortable for the evening at the casino. We will be contacted by Red Cross today to see if there are other accommodations that will need to be made, or if the residents will be able to return to their homes today. I will be meeting with, we've already been contacted by the insurance company, wants to come today, so as soon as our meetings are over, I'll be working with insurance company and, Surf Pro showed up. Kevin and I were with them until 2:30 this morning. Setting up the dehumidifiers and the fans on floors and in every unit, making sure all the units were locked back up before we left. So they had 2 staff come. So 9:30 is when we received the call, and then 2:30 is when we had everything, the building locked back up and everybody was comfortable
So you
again.
had a lot of sleep last night, huh?
3 hours, more than Kevin. Kevin was called again at 5:30 and had to come in because there was another alarm going off. So we do also have the alarm company coming today to start replacing smoke detectors that took on water.
When Spicer's here, because Spicer is the engineer for the city.
And that's a good.
Exactly, that was my
That's a-
plan,
Talk to
yeah.
them about what their idea would be.
Yes, and we did also, the last time they were here, I did tell them we have to do something, and so that we actually went into put.
Even
Link.
if we switched our entrance so that we could put some sort of wall or something, change our entrance in so that it doesn't hit the door. I mean, it's coming right
Did
down.
it come in here too in this door? It looked all wet here.
No,
No, I think it just came down.
So between the grate and maybe
It
a
was-
change.
It was a stream running down the hallway about that deep.
I live over here. It was this deep on my street. I thought for sure we're gonna flood our house. Because we have French drains over here on the west side. And we can't get the French to come back and fix them.
Well, try the Polish. Germans.
Yeah.
The French drain, actually, that one there is new. I mean, they.
Oh, that's a new one?
Well, they just did that a few
I know
years
they
ago
did ours.
because of all the complaints with the
Flooding.
street.
But that can only take so much water too.
But yeah, but
I know, we have waterfront property over here,
Yeah.
Well,
we kept, Gary,
I don't think it's ever gonna
Shilsky,
happen, but
we
it's-
keep saying that we're gonna raise his taxes for waterfront.
Yeah.
The problem is we had a chance to solve it
Uh,
and we didn't do it. So that's just one of those head shakers. Because we had it torn up. We had the front torn up. We repaved. We have the bus stop, which probably, it's like you said, we should have probably retooled something because we know that water runs down.
But we had actually 3 floods. First flood was when the ditch was built up, was out there and it flooded that ditch full again. And we had to scoop it out.
And this just happened not too long ago.
Right,
right within the last 3 months.
This is the second
Yeah.
time this year.
yeah, so it's.
Kevin said
keep
this is
happening.
definitely the worst. So he experienced one years back as well, but he said it was not as bad as this one.
Well, that was so nice of the casino, and plus in the middle of the summer to be able to have rooms available. That's awesome, so I hope the residents enjoyed their time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they never get them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, nobody was hurt.
Did they get a breakfast voucher out there?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Received communications. A letter from,
Yeah, so we are actually doing a Teams meeting today with Mr. Klug and the news advocate, to clarify, and I believe I should be able to provide them, once they have a clear understanding of exactly what they're looking for, I should be able to get that provided in no time.
This is all stuff that, when I got on board, these are the things, the 911 calls, the chief provided a report that showed like 300 calls, so these are all things that we talked about when I first started on the board, plus our bed bug issue was out of control at that time. We weren't changing vendors, so nothing was getting better. So I understand a follow-up, but it is a thing about things are better, construction has finished. It's not what this current group or administration would have liked to see. There have been some changes, but we're making it work. And we're trying to make improvements ongoing. I don't think we have as many. I can ask the chief about calls, but
I did request,
okay, all the calls that I know that the fire chief is saying and happening are, there's a lot of calls, there's a
Medical.
lot of, yeah, it's more our ambulance
Not
numbers, which in the
criminal
city
related.
makes up about, 75% of their calls. So the fire calls are around 30.
anything else?
No.
Okay, vacancy report.
So I do have a lease this afternoon, and actually it was, from a resident that lived at Harborview for 12 years. So she lived with her granddaughter for 2 years, down by Niles, and she's on her way here now. Cindy just sent me a text that she's gonna be here sooner with the movers and all her stuff, so can she move up her lease? So I'm gonna give her keys today, and then that, so then we'll have 4 vacant at Harborview and 1 here. We do have an approved applicant for the 1 here, and then we're working on, the others. We have the 2 DVG units on there, and then in public housing, we have a 1, 2, a 3, and a 4-bedroom available that we are working on.
So people just moved out. I mean, sudden, I mean, this is the most vacancies we've had in over a year.
Yeah, one, the time of the year, several, probably half of the people were unable to, live independently any longer.
It's opening up new opportunities for other people.
It's still a really good idea.
Yeah, and we've been doing this for 30 years and there's no explanation on why you get these periods, but you do. Just,
Well,
And-
when I was in the leasing business, we do it till May 31st or June 30th. It's normally when you'd end a year's lease. So, June 30th, it's pretty normal.
But we'll get them leased back up.
I always said we turn a third of our units every year. That was kind of our benchmark. Is if you figured
That'd be
about,
pretty high,
yeah, it is high,
but
but,
it's high for,
but that's just
Now,
typical.
borrowing them out.
But that's typically what we see in our business is about 30%.
We should maybe look at some reward for tenants for, retention.
longevity.
Yeah.
10-year
Yeah, we could
reward.
honor them at a commission meeting. We could have like
No,
a snack.
talking about like something like that. Because
Well, everyone received new carpet 2 years ago.
Oh, that's fine. Because when you start to figure out what it costs you to turn an apartment, it's thousands of dollars. Even if they've been separated tenants.
So yeah, that would work in scattered sites. Here, everyone did receive new carpet during the renovation, brand new.
I'm just saying something. Maybe a flower basket or something. Thanks for staying. We appreciate you.
What we have done in the past is anyone, I believe it was 20-year or longer resident, we invited them to a commission meeting and then we just gave them like a little certificate and had like a little like cookies and punch afterwards and just thank them for being a long-term resident.
Save your money, give me or save your paper and give me the money.
But it's still, it's
Is there
still a
anything
nice,
that-
a nice gesture.
Right,
Yes,
we should really
I
start
believe, at least I know where Bird is at least 17.
long-term tenant or residents. Okay, newsletters.
So yeah, we sent out 2 letters letting the residents know about the inspections. So overall, those I feel did go well. It was good to get in every unit, to make sure work orders are getting done in a timely manner and making sure that that residents are following the rules. So those went well overall.
It amazes me that you and John did 160, well, actually 214 apartments in 3 days.
We did not do scattered sites. We did scattered sites last month.
Okay, but even 167 units in 3 days. I actually still was, whenever the month that the renewals came to the lease, I went to do the new lease and get the papers, do their tenant inspection then, so it kind of broke it up into 12. I'd be talking to myself if I tried to do 167 in 2 days.
Yes, the other thing that we would ask the residents if there's any infestation, so I really feel like we have a great handle on the roaches and bed bug problem that we've experienced in the past. Any apartment that didn't have the interceptors on the chairs or the beds, we do have them on a list, so we'll be making sure that everyone does have the interceptors, so it's easier to monitor. So definitely that issue is very minimal at this point.
I just applaud you for getting that many jobs that short time.
Just read an article, Chicago is the #1 city in the world for bed bugs.
Really?
We had 4 of the highest cities in
Yeah, in
Michigan.
Michigan, yeah, I think Detroit.
Grand Rapids.
Because we're more honest and report it, but other cities aren't reporting them.
Never put your
Well, it's-
things on up there. Um,
Okay, resident council meeting minutes.
Now, Danette was here. She must have had to step back out again. So we have had some turnover on the board. So, President Gary Six has resigned. So, Jasmine Steffens Martin is the new president. We did have a treasurer also for about a month, but then due to medical reasons, she did resign this week. Tammy Alkire resigned as the rec director, which she has done an amazing job over the years. So Cindy Toledo is now the new rec director. So there has been some turnover on the board. They do have their meetings on Saturday now. So I did not attend the last meeting.
I would hope that like Gary Six man is still involved. But
He is still a board member.
so they're getting a nice support people that are.
Yeah.
So I got a question on the $87 that they have in their budget. How do they garner dollars to be able to do things on their own?
They should residents down, there's no setting front door.
So when you come to a potluck, you either bring a dish to pass or you pay, it was $5, I believe it's $7 now. So, they have revenue from the potlucks, bingo, same, you either bring a prize or you pay. So it's just money from residents attending the meetings, but they don't have any, they have not had any other fundraisers.
No fundraisers. And there's no stipends from the, from your office or.
No, so
anywhere else?
we will, if they come to the house, if they come to the office and request, paper products, coffee, things like that, we do purchase that and give that to them.
Just refresh me, scattered sites are part of the resident council?
No.
It's just these two buildings.
Yes,
So does scattered sites have their own?
no,
resident?
no, they, haven't, if you look at the newsletter that just went out to the scattered sites, the Century Terrace Harborview Resident Council would like to invite all residents to the events they hold at Century Terrace and Harborview. And we did provide them with a calendar,
Right.
but we do not have a resident council for the scattered site.
There you go, Sue, there's the project. right?
Good. You talk with many other people that scattered sites?
Huh?
You talk with other people scattered sites?
I speak for myself.
That come out that closet or outside?
It's out.
Oh, are they mowing?
I think they're using.
Okay. Public comments. We're limited to 5 minutes and
Since I didn't get my transfer to a different apartment. And it's a little small apartment. I do have a cooking, I got a pot pan. Why can't you keep a pan in the oven? Long they haven't got a wooden handle on that. Why can't you keep one stored in, after you wash it?
because my guess, and this is just a guess, is that
It's what?
it's just the government regulation.
I'm sorry that there's.
My mom would be
Not much room
approval for that,
there.
yes.
Yeah, I do want to put something in the newsletter too, like the regulation from HUD. And then remind people they do actually have a storage unit under their oven that, so John would, as we were doing inspections, John would help people transfer some of their items to the storage.
Unfortunately, it's not our rule to adjust, it's the federal government's rule.
Everything gotta go back on the government,
Well,
everything.
I can tell you. how to
that's
do
how,
this.
I mean, there's nothing we can do about it.
364 days of the year, they can live in your oven, but that day that they inspect, make sure they're not.
Just like my pension, we got a letter saying that lifetime will not change. Every year I have to call them and get a proof of it again.
Yeah.
That is one of the ridiculous things I ever seen in my life. I've been doing it, I called them up, and they send me my pretty soon.
Well, I'm glad you get a pension.
But it says lifetime will not change.
And you still gotta call.
I still gotta call and get a
But
verification.
it's not, it's still alive.
A beautiful bill.
I was just wondering about recycling. The city took the drop-off site away over here and we don't have any options.
That was what I was gonna ask. Did we get bins? Did we get recycling bins like everybody else?
I don't think so.
I don't
Did they?
Everybody is supposed to have a
We
recycling,
received a bin.
even my.
A bin?
So I,
Chicago does.
yeah, so I did tell Kevin to work with Cindy and look at the bill, see how many, because I believe it is at $7 or something per bin.
Yeah, we're paying for it.
Yeah,
We're all
So
paying.
that's what I told Kevin to work with Cindy, look at the bills, figure out how many they're billing us for, how many we actually received, how many we need. Because we can, I mean, if we need more, we can,
So
pay
did
for
we get
more.
them? We got the.
we got one.
One for each building?
Kevin thought we only received one, but he was gonna get back with me to see if we got one for each building.
How about the scatter sites? Do they give one each?
Yeah.
They're supposed to, yeah.
So I think it would be nice, just a thought, because of the confusion
Just if it just
on
paid.
the recycling.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's,
And all.
So I'll definitely, so can I report back to the,
Yeah,
on
but-
that next, because I mean, definitely we'll get as many as the residents need.
So maybe we should have like a, someone from the city come for their next resident council meeting and explain everything that can go in that bin.
And I can put that in the newsletter.
Yeah, because it is more specific. I was shocked about shredded paper and a few other things. But so that people are aware of what they can recycle, as long as it's clean and dry and there's no food in it and stuff, because it will decrease our garbage consumption, number one, and it'll increase what we hope better for the environment, is
Yeah.
our goal.
Yeah, we did send it out in a newsletter like a year ago, and then we do give it out with the lease,
There's a new
but
update.
I don't have the new one.
The bins come with information. The bins come with when the pickups are, and it has a detail on the other side that tells you how to clean them, what you can put in there, what you cannot put in there. So if you get your hands on that, wherever that bin is, it should have had.
For
when it's
sure.
attached, put it in your newsletter so that everybody knows what can go in there, but
No
one bin
pizza
is
box.
not gonna be enough. You're gonna probably wanna put cardboard in there. I mean, all the stuff that we were taking, you know. I
How
mean, I
big are the
still something
bins?
like,
How big are they?
They're good size.
So it's
They're,
same as the garbage
yeah, the
cans.
big
They're
target.
the big totes, the
Yeah,
big totes
yeah, big totes.
with lids on them. So,
I just
But
thought
you
they
need
would maybe
probably
another
tents for
dumpster
building.
they would put
Yeah,
next to the
I mean,
waterfront.
It's every 2 weeks that they have.
And then
Yeah.
people would
I
throw
don't
it.
understand it's a problem.
yeah,
We never have a problem.
they weren't paying for them.
You're taking your garbage to the township hall on the first and third Saturday of each month. And you carry your cardboard, put them in the bins. And it costs us nothing.
Well, it's only 132, it's a county saying.
Well, what we might be able to do too, if we have a resident that would be willing to accept a stipend possibly to help. We had a nice recycle room in Big Rapids and people would constantly put things in there that should not be. So you actually need someone to sort that. So, I could work with the residents on that, make sure that, we have adequate bins and that we actually maybe have someone that's willing to be in charge of that.
we collected it and took it to this recycling center, so we had pre-stored it.
Give them a quick statement, resident.
There is a chance that we can now.
Why don't we give a payment to resident council? Do it.
It has to come off your rent.
Has to be a responsibility.
So your rent has to be
But
Not-
if it's a stipend,
less than the stipend. But I'm working on all that.
Yeah.
okay.
Just a
I'll
suggestion,
definitely get back to you on that.
just a suggestion, when we look at volume and stuff, it may be more cost effective to have the recycling dumpsters placed here rather than multiple bins.
Yeah, I believe that's what
And-
Patrick is
and with
talking
the
about.
With the recycling dumpster, they have a latch that basically you have to crush your boxes. You can't just throw whole boxes in there full of stuff. You have to put things in it to help mitigate some of the issues that you might have.
There are, again, have this throughout the county, and I can tell you what the issues are. People will throw the garbage in them. People will, if it's filled, and they'll throw everything around the bottoms of the bins, and leave it out on the walkway. They also contaminate. I don't know how many times we are, taking bins and having to decontaminate them because people put everything in them. So I get it. I'd love that. However, we have to have a plan.
Well, what we'd have to do is have it gated, and have a
Somebody
cipher,
watching.
a cipher lock,
Yeah,
for the
and make
guests.
sure that our residents use it the right way.
Yeah, so that's why I would like to look into possibly being a position.
There was a notice in one of the newsletters also telling people how to do things.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would hurt if they had the extra space in the newsletter just to post it every month, just as a reminder.
That's a very good
Good
idea.
job.
Actually, if you could post that. It's a card. I mean, I actually put mine on the back of my door so I know which week they're coming to pick it up and what I have to put in there. So if you can get your hands on that, the city passed them out. You can put that every week on the list or on the newsletter. You get the great idea.
Hey, anything else?
That's it.
Do you have anything you want to say?
My opinion about the water problem is that it seems like it would fall on the city because the drainage is not proper. And if this is gonna be an ongoing problem, we have to know that there's going to be mold and a lot of other issues that, especially the first couple of years ago and stuff, like the basement and the food, all that water came in.
Well, I don't think that this board wants this to be an ongoing problem.
No, it's like I said, I think it falls on the city though to
I would.
rectify the drainage problem.
The charger up with sewer,
So,
True.
too much.
Hopefully a lot of it's outdated and needs to be redone. And definitely a big drainage. Why can't that water drain off and just go into the river? I mean,
There
it's
used to
it's
be,
water.
there
water.
used to be a drain down there that used to, I don't know what's.
An environmental.
I don't think, yeah, they have to close all those direct drains into the river had to be closed.
But it's just rainwater that's going down, so.
all the known ones have to be closed.
Yeah. And they were doing the smoke, they were running the smoke test to see how many of them that they could find. They found a lot, but those are all mandates. But you're right. I mean, the cities certainly should
Yeah,
have some responsibility.
I think most of the responsibility.
Okay, anything else? So announcements and upcoming meetings, our next, commissioners meeting is August 21st at Harborview.
Right.
And I take a motion to adjourn. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
Thanks for
carried.
coming, ladies. And I was.
Now we move to the Riverside.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Patrick.
Well, that's great. Yes.
No, you're-
Every time.
me.
yes, but-
Oh,
We just follow up with
All
it.
right, round two. This is
never
Riverside.
said. Just want y'all to know I had cancer in my hair.
Should be real quick.
Riverside is only,
There's only one thing we need to do.
okay, what time is it, right?
It is 10:33.
It is now 10:33 on July 17th. And this is the Riverside Housing Incorporated meeting. I'd like to have a call to order
I'll do
or a
it.
roll call.
Yep.
That was a call to order.
Commissioner Pelton,
Here.
Commissioner Goodman,
Here.
Commissioner Lychak.
Here.
Commissioner Samansky,
Here.
President Fosdick.
There. Any amendments to the agenda, Lori?
No. Or not.
Okay, approval of minutes for April 17th and June 19th. Checks and disbursements. That's consent agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. There is no old business, new business, approval of RCS deposit placement agreement at West Shore Bank.
Yeah, so we met with them last week, the West Shore folks. We have $460,000 in this account. It's not required, I mean, it's not required to be FDIC insured by HUD, by our depository agreements, but we want it insured. So,
Yeah.
this placement ensures that it's a sweep account. It's it's something new that they're doing this. It's called IntraFi. And it's basically that they're all working with other financial institutions to insure each other, so you can go over the 250,000. So, and I think it was like 3.25%. So, I mean, it's not bad. It's just slightly less than what we could get in a CD. So we thought this was a better approach in trying to. The other banks won't sign our depository agreements. They just, for whatever reason, because it says that for HUD funds, we talked to,
No.
remember, there was what's the bank? There's a bank in Hart there in Are they based out of Hart? Maybe it was Shelby. They would not sign because it said if you have to collateralize it with your financial institution's assets, and they would not, some aren't willing to do that. So West Shore is, so I would say that we should enter into this.
So this is just scattered site money, right?
No, this is just our nonprofit money, Steve. That's why we're in a nonprofit.
Riverside Housing.
Okay, okay. Are we doing, what are we doing with our funds? And, PTHB and,
Well, CTHV is, that's all. That
It's in
part,
mercantile.
yeah, that's all the ownership structure controls that. There's not,
because I think it's just wise to have it insured.
There's-
Well, and the surplus cash from CTHV was distributed.
yeah, we don't, there's not money carried on those books.
Okay,
So
We
this is,
received 29,000 of that from CTHV this year.
so do we have a motion to,
So I will make a motion that we, approve the president to sign the Intrify agreement.
I'll second.
any further discussion?
And I believe
Okay.
all board members on the account will need to sign as
Oh.
well.
So
So you will be
You'll roll
getting
call.
electronic signature.
No.
Okay, all in favor?
I,
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Reports and communications. Well, while we're still in new business, I should have added this to the agenda. You mentioned it. See, in the regular commissioners meeting. But we're going to have to replace scattered site doors to get locks on them.
Yeah, I'll be bringing you a proposal.
that's public housing money that can be done with capital fund money that we already have. And that's not in, anything to do with this.
Oh, that's right, it is. Okay,
This is only not our nonprofit activity.
sorry, okay. Financial reports for May of 2025.
So you can see, if you just go to the first page, what we're talking about, cash in the checking account, $524,000. So all that money is going to get swept out and earn interest on it now instead of just sitting in a checking account.
Now, would any of it go into CDs, short-term
Nope.
CDs?
No, no,
but easier to have access.
yeah, yeah.
6.25 is not bad for it.
No, we're getting a good rate of return
Okay.
with this, which you just authorized, and so, and if we start down different development roads, we want to be able to access this.
Sure. Well, the only reason I think they have a 3-month, 4.1% CDs right now.
We talked about the rates.
He also uses a different route than most county or public entities
Yeah.
has another one, like our rate was like at 5%.
Yeah.
Can't remember the name of the entity, but if we ever get that far ahead, that would be a great investment.
It's like, I know school boards do the same thing. There's a separate investing conglomerate.
Now, according to this, it says that we have a little over $330,000 in mortgage interest receivable.
Well, remember when we sold the assets to the partnership,
Mhm.
there's a loan on the books.
Okay.
So that's accruing interest. It's one of those real estate transactions that we had to sell we kept the ground lease so that the property is still the housing commissions. And I think somebody asked that question, does the city still own? Well, yeah, we still own, but we sold all the improvements to the partnership, CTHV LLC. And so there's actually, there has to be, because of the transaction, a loan on the books, and it's accruing interest with